A very warm good morning to all my lovely students of Sri Gokulam Public School. I hope your exams were good and you have attempted them very well. This is Nida ma'am with you and I am welcoming you to our revision English classes. So welcome my dear students to yet another wonderful class. So this is a chapter which we have already studied. The name of the lesson is The Banyan Tree. And it is a story written by Ruskin Bond, and he had explained inside the story about a classic wild Indian fight between yes, you have got it right, it is the snake and the mongoose. So let us get into some of the important points in that lesson. Okay, let us revise through that. So first of all, we start with the banyan tree itself, which is the main part of this lesson. Okay, so the main character of this lesson, apart from the child, that is the narrator, our writer, who is a young boy, we have the banyan tree who plays a very important role. Now the writer says that the banyan tree is as old as the city itself, which means that it is a very old banyan tree. And if you have seen the images of banyan trees, you might have also understood that how huge that tree is. Its trunk is very huge, its branches are all widespread. It's a very huge tree. And it is there in the property of his grandfather, but the boy says that the banyan tree belongs to him. Okay, it is completely belonging to him. The reason being that his grandfather is now 75 years old and he cannot climb the banyan tree. So for that reason, the boy says that the banyan tree belongs to him. Why? Because he can climb on the banyan tree and he can swing on its branches, he can lay under the shade of the tree. So the banyan tree is like a part of his life, it is like a best friend to him. Then he goes on to say about the kind of friends that he has made within the banyan tree. So there are small birds, squirrels and a lot of animals who have made this banyan tree their home. So he used to climb, that is the boy used to climb on the banyan tree, and once he had made a friend with a baby squirrel. Okay, so initially the squirrel was very afraid of the boy because it is a human, and probably the squirrel has sensed that human beings can be a threat or a danger to the baby squirrels. So initially it was very afraid. In the beginning he was very afraid. Then the boy used to bring some biscuits and breadcrumbs for the squirrel, and later on the squirrel became so familiar and close with the boy that before the boy could give the food to the squirrel, it used to jump on his lap and pick food from the boy's pocket. So that much closeness they had been with, okay, so close they had been. Then he also speaks about how the banyan tree is a home to a lot more birds and animals, different kinds of birds. In the springtime it's flowered and it looks very beautiful to see. A lot of fruits are there and such. Then he goes on to say that how he used to spend his afternoons, especially summer afternoons, under the banyan tree. He has made a small tree house on the top of it. He has also made a small library over there. So it's like a book house is there. He used to read under the shade of the tree. So so much he has been into that tree. That tree is a part of his life. Then he says that sometimes when he is very bored and lazy and he has got no other work to do and he doesn't feel like doing anything else, what he used to do is that he used to climb on the top of the tree and watch the activities of all the things around him. Okay, people going, walking and doing things, one such afternoon that he had seen a fight between a mongoose and a snake. He is explaining about the fight and the mongoose. So the mongoose and the snake had come under the banyan tree. They were not aware that the boy is watching them, and they had come, they had seen face to face. Now mongoose and snakes are mongoose and snakes are age-old enemies. From long time they had been enemies, so by seeing each other face to face itself, they had prepared themselves to fight. How did they prepare themselves to fight? The snake, which is lying flat on the ground, it stood up, okay, with its hood up. It stood 6 feet, and it was almost like the snake was standing up like that, okay, its tail was out and the other part was standing up. And the mongoose just brushed up all its fur and its hair was standing up too. So it showed that both of them are in a mood to attack each other. Now what is the trick that the mongoose do to what is the trick that the snake does to attack the mongoose? Now the snake knows that it is not as powerful as the mongoose. So what they do is that the snake tries to look inside the eye of the mongoose, and it tries to hypnotize. Hypnotize means to make that mongoose feel very sleepy, okay, like dizzy, like to lose its concentration. So the snake was trying to confuse the mongoose by looking into its eye, but the mongoose knew that the snake would do this. So what did the mongoose do? It was not looking into the eye of the snake. Okay, so that way, and then the snake is trying to attack it. It's trying to hiss it and attack it. The mongoose is jumping from here to there. The snake cannot do a lot of movement because it is a crawling reptile. So, but the mongoose can jump from places to places. So like that, the mongoose was jumping from place to place. The snake is trying to attack it. Now at this point, 2 more spectators come in between. Who are they? It is a crow and a myna. Now they also want to take part in this, and they also want to fight with the snake. So both the crow and the myna come from both sides. Now in their hurry, they both come, they hit each other, and then they go back. This happens for the second time and the third time also. Now what happens is that by the third time, the crow is accidentally hit by the cobra, and what happens? The bird is attacked and the bird falls dead. Now this myna sees, and myna understands that he should not take part in the fight, and it goes and sits near a cactus. Later on, the fight between the mongoose and the snakes continue, and then finally the snake is killed by the mongoose, and the mongoose takes the snakes and puts it into the bushes. So the myna gives a congratulatory sound. It creates a sound as if it is congratulating the mongoose, and they move off. So this is the story. I hope you have understood all the main points. Questions can come: who had taken part in the fight other than the snake and the mongoose, how the attack between the snake and the mongoose had happened, what happened to the crow, who congratulated the mongoose in the end, who was the boy's friend in the tree? It was a squirrel. And why did the boy say that it was his own property? Why did the boy say, what did the boy mean by saying that it was as old, the tree was as old as the city Dehradun? So like that, questions can come from your textbook. Read your lessons properly and learn your notes. So with this, I am concluding today's class. I hope you have all revised this lesson properly. So thank you and have a wonderful day.